Drown me in your memory, let me feel your misery. This quiet is killing me lately, can't help but feel like you hate me, questioning why. I always feel like I'm chasing history I should erase, but I could be heartless, would it hurt less or feel just the same? I could be someone to lean on or someone to blame. I could be here for a long time and gone in a day. I could be someone you lean on or someone you blame.
Drowning, drowning, my heart is drowning. Breathe me, breathe me.
Drowning, drowning, my heart is drowning. Who can you call when it falls apart? Will you be here when I'm in the dark? Will you keep me closer when I feel far? Sever the distance between our hearts, and break away from chains that held us here in place. You don't want me to leave, but you don't want me to stay. That we both made mistakes. I know it's not ideal, but wait. Love when you said you love me either way, and I know that I can't get away. Who can you call when it falls apart? Will you be here when I'm in the dark? Will you keep me closer when I feel far? Sever the distance between our hearts. Your fear of change is so happen fast. Hold on to the moments and hope that they last. I gave you love with a story in my back, a story in my side and a crack in my head. I picked at the bleeding and makes me the stars we stay to remind me that I heard you every day. I couldn't be calm in this storm, not strong like before. I'll just end up hurting you more. Crawl when it falls apart. Will you be here when I'm in the dark? Will you keep me closer when I feel far? Sever the distance between our hearts. Can you call when it falls apart? Will you be here when I'm in the dark? Will you keep me closer when I feel far? Sever the distance between our hearts.
Anyway, run away before you start the game. I don't know. Anyway, don't say you'll stay. It's just in this
We took a flight out to Cali, arguments marked with a tally. Ego as high as the mountains, hope she don't get lost in the valley. Said what I say isn't tasteful, worked on relaxing your palate, but then you drew blood from biting your tongue, and life became something erratic. You say I'm a different breed, cause I'll never see what you offer. I guess that I'm blind, girl, every time you're around I don't never feel like the way I'm existing is fine. Damn, yeah. Where's my reality check? Is it my fault that you're mad and depressed? Telling me I should get out of my head, but both of us know what'll happen instead.
I don't know. Anyway, run away before you start the game. I don't know. Anyway, don't say you'll stay. It's just in this way.
I'm traveling back to my hometown, and I'm taking a break till my soul's found. If I cut up my heart, can I reshape it? If I give up on that, can I replace it? Part of me don't believe on the problem, I don't know shit. I'm a product of everything hopeless, getting defensive, I look like a joke, and then my mental health decomposes. Push you away, I get to chase it. Wonder why you been getting evasive. I can't recalibrate, put me in stasis. No one can fix all the problems I came with. Push you away, I get to chase it. Maybe this is the bed that I'm making. I could buy a new frame you could lay in. Well, if you hate me, I'd rather you say it, cause
I don't know. Anyway, run away before you start the game. I don't know. Anyway, don't say you'll stay. It's just in this way.
everyone behind. Can't stand knowing that you're here. You're still all that I think about.
How many songs can I write about depression? I feel like I'm out of my skin when I don't treat my own pen like a weapon. I push it right up to my temple so I could just cope. Feel like you hear me, but wait, no you don't. These are the parts of my life I don't show. Nobody's hearing me better than bottles of whiskey and Henny and rum in the coat. I drink my own nothing, it only comes up when I'm gripping my stomach. It's harder to love when there's no one to love it. I look at myself in the mirror and I fear what I see, cause I hate what I'm fucking becoming. If this is just life, then fuck it, I'm tired of running. I can't even catch me a break. I'm down on my last couple sips of this bottle. I really don't know how much more I could take.
I don't wanna disappear. Left my home and everyone behind. Can't stand knowing that you're here. You're still all that I think about.
Where do I go now? The sun is rising. You walk right out while I stay inside, and I can't follow you where you're going. Can't show a single emotion. This world is full of commotion. I'll never feel true loving. I'm a vampire. Loving you is pain for me. You can't put the blame on me. This is unreality. A suicide mentality. We're impossible, but I love you anyway. We're unstoppable until the night turns into day. Every obstacle pushes you so far away from me.
I wrote you a letter you'll never read. A letter you'll never read. I never meant to say.
A lapse in your memory. I'm so tired of the feeling that the day just repeating right in front of me. If I could take a breath and maybe take a step back. If I could see me how you see me, maybe I'd reflect that. Did you get my letter? It's better you don't. I'm sorry I sent it, regret what I wrote. I never meant it, you felt like home. I'll love you always, even if you don't.
I wrote you a letter you'll never read. A letter you'll never read. I never meant to say.
Writing letters and the notes on my phone screen. Only text me when you're finally lonely. You got people who've been willing to hold you. I got people say they hate that they know me. How dependent what I feel in my soul. Try to show you but I keep getting scolded. Show the world how the message is grown and now my record's going golden. I fell in love with a bitch so fake. Hit from the joint that we dislocate. This was a choice that I did not make. This is all my fault written on your face. I don't care for the lies or the truth that you tell me. We're toxic, so unhealthy. Never held me in, never was a friend at this point. I forgot what I sent for real.
I wrote you a letter you'll never read. A letter you'll never read. I never meant to say.
dream, that's what they want you to think. Pull you farther from me till you get lost in between. I know it's hard, know it's hard for you, and know it seems so far. I'm never far from you, my heart. Got your pretty eyes, time keeps flying by while we keep falling asleep. I hope you're falling for me the way I'm falling for you. Because to tell you the truth, I don't know what I would do. Don't know what I would do. I know it's hard, know it's hard for you, and know it seems so far. I'm never far from you, my heart. No distance too far, no love's too hard. I'd fight for you. No distance too far, no love's too hard. I'd fight for you. I know it's hard, know it's hard for you, and know it seems so far. I'm never far from you, my heart. I know it's hard, know it's hard for you, and know it seems so far. I'm never far from you, my heart.
You cried asleep over me, I know. You cried asleep over me, I know. My heart is beating. Please make it stop. That's all I ask. Why? Please don't leave. Why? Please don't leave. Why? You're all I have. Why? Please don't leave. Why? Please don't leave. Why? You're all I have. Forgive me. My heart is bleeding. Please make it stop. That's all I ask. Why? Please don't leave. Why? Please don't leave. Why? You're all I have. Why? Please don't leave. Why? Please don't leave. Why? You're all I have. Forgive me. My heart is bleeding. Please make it stop. That's all I ask. Forgive me. My heart is bleeding. Please make it stop.
All on my own, I sure hope that you're gone. Is it my fault? Every one out of school, it's so cold, empty.
Yeah, I've been rotting away in these sheets, wondering if you're in somebody else's. It's been a month every week. It only gets harder and felt this broken and empty. Yeah, I know it's probably my fault. You don't have to convince me, you really fixed me. But now that you're not here to hold me together, I'm falling apart. Yeah, numb to the core, cold to the touch, without you it's dark. Can't see myself in the mirror, cause I don't exist if I'm not in your heart. And you made it clear, you moved on. I hate it here, my mood's gone to a new low. Don't know how to let you go, so
is it my fault? Every one of those gone. It's so cold, empty. I've been holding my breath, no reason to breathe out. I'm turning blue, you're pulling my lungs out. Comparing my life to everybody else's. Without you here, this living feels selfish. Running away, I think of you every day. I found myself in traffic just to see something change, or to see if you care. I can't take the blank stares, baby, smother me with pillows till we float in the air. Is it my fault? Every one of those gone. It's so cold, empty.
Just want to be tight. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Now this life to be tight. I won't let you go. I won't let you go. Now this life.
let me dig my grave a little deeper, stay away from me. I don't like me either when you speak my name. Open it up, breathe and let me rest in peace. And I don't wanna be here, it's a lot like love. It could drive you to madness, it's a lot like trust. You get stabbed in the back quick, I just hope that you hear me while I choke on my words. And I regret that I trusted you, never put me first. Let me dig my grave. Let me dig my grave. You could pull me out, stop me sinking. You could let me drown, you could stop my breathing. Be the cause to all your problems. I'm a die sinking ship. I'm a lost of all direction. I'm the thought that makes you sick. Let me dig my grave. Yeah. Let me dig my grave. And you can pull me out, stop me sinking. You can let me drown, you can stop my breathing. Be the cause to all your problems. I'm a die sinking ship. I'm a lost of all direction. I'm the thought that makes you sick. So let me dig my grave. Yeah, let me dig my grave. And you can pull me out, stop me sinking. You can let me drown, you can stop my breathing. Be the cause to all your problems. I'm a die sinking ship. I'm lost of all direction. me dig my grave. When your true colors get too loud, I wanna fade into the background, as if I was never here at all. Wake up call, I never saw the signs, but I know it wasn't right. Sometimes wish I could hide away, but I'm afraid that I would not afraid, but I'm afraid that I would only fade. Your feelings coming out, I can see it from the outside in. Like your true colors on the tip of your tongue. Words you didn't say then, that you wish you did. It's a long fall when the trust runs out, and love's all gone, second guns come out. When your true colors get too loud, I wanna fade into the background, as if I was never here at all. Wake up call, I never saw the signs, but I knew it wasn't right. Sometimes wish I could hide away. When your true colors get too loud, I wanna fade into the background, as if I was never here at all. Wake up call, I never saw the signs, but I knew it wasn't right. Sometimes wish I could hide away, but I'm afraid that I would not afraid, but I'm afraid that I would only fade, but I'm afraid that I would not afraid, but I'm afraid that I would only fade.
I give up myself. You have to love me first. I can't ask for help. I still have remorse. I give up myself. Do you tell me why you want them more than me? I give myself. Do you tell me why you want them more than me? I still have remorse. I can't love myself. You have to love me first. I can't ask for help. I still have remorse. I give myself. Do you tell me why you want them more than me? I give myself. Do you tell me why you want them more than me? I still have remorse. I can't love myself. You have to love me first. I can't ask for help. I still have remorse. I give myself. Do you tell me why you want them?
You ever wanna take a long walk off a short pier? You ever wanna find a way for you to disappear? Tell me if you hear that, and if you feel that. I never feel bad, but I feel that. Baby, let me go.
ground so tired, asking for some peace of mind. And if I was born in another life, maybe I could find out how to do this right. To do this right. 'Cause I'm still that girl with the fear inside, so exhausted I would take the hurt out my mind, out my mind. And if I was born in another life, maybe I could find out how to do this right. To do this right. And if I was born in another life, maybe I could find out how to do this right. To do this right. 'Cause I'm still that girl with the fear inside, so exhausted I would take the hurt out my mind, out my mind. And you're my medicine. I just need a space. Medicine. I just need a space. And you're my medicine. I just need a space. Medicine. And you're my medicine. I just need a space.
What you doing tonight? Rain is sight, twist it up in my imagination. Seem to get you out of my head. What you doing tonight? Rain is pouring down. Give me a reason why. Shouldn't be by your side. Twist it up in my imagination. Seem to get you out of my head. What you doing tonight? Give me a reason why. Shouldn't be by your side. Twist it up in my imagination. What you doing tonight? Rain is pouring down. Give me a reason why. Shouldn't be by your side. Twist it up in my imagination. Seem to get you out of my head.
What you doing tonight? Rain is pouring down.
Stuck in place and with the static in my head. I can't think and count me my. So dancing in the dark. Don't follow me, you'll end up in my arms. You done made up your mind. I don't need no more signs. Can you give me reasons we should be complete? You should be with them, I can't compete. Shutting me out, going so great. You used to be the one to hold you when you fall. Yeah. I don't fuck with your tone. I don't wanna go home. Could it be one night? Can you give me reasons we should be complete? You should be with them, I can't compete. You look at me like you're someone else. Can't you
shoulders. If it was ever hard to move, she turned the rain to a rainbow when I was living in the blue. Why then, if she's so perfect, do I still wish that it was you? Perfect don't mean that it's working, so what can I do when you're outside in my mind? 'Cause sometimes I look in her eyes, and that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way you are. Said I'm fine, said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping I'll find a glimpse of us. Tell me, save us your glory. Does he laugh the way I did? Is this a part of your story? One that I had never lived. Maybe one day if he'll only find in his eyes you'll get a glimpse. Maybe you'll start slipping slow and find me again. Sometimes I look in her eyes, and that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way you are. Said I'm fine, and said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping I'll find a glimpse. But I'm thinking of the way you are. Said I'm fine, and said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping I'll find a glimpse of us. Swear I couldn't sleep awake last night. No point in turning off the lights. Not the same without your head on my shoulders. Growing pains, I don't wanna get older. Almost like we left it all already. Couple feelings never laid to rest. Didn't know that the party was over. And it's true that I need you here closer. Burning photos, how to learn to let go. I used to somebody in another skin. I heard that you're happy without me, and now it's true. It kills me a little, that's okay, 'cause I die for you. You know I'd still die I hope you're getting everything you needed. Found the puzzle piece and feel completed. Just wanted you to know every reason. Hope you really know that I mean that. I couldn't see the forest from the trees. Only time we speak is in my dreams. Burning photos, had a little let go. I used to somebody in another skin. I heard that you're happy without me, and I hope it's true. It kills me a little, that's okay, 'cause I die for you. You know I'd still die for you. Go ahead and bark after dark, fallen star, I'm your one call away. Motel halls, neon walls, when night falls, I am your escape. When you lay alone, I ache. Something I wanted to feel. If you've been waiting for falling in love, baby, you don't have to wait on me. 'Cause I've been aiming forever above, but an angel ain't what I need. Not anyone, you're the one, more than fun, you're the sanctuary. 'Cause what you want is what I want, sincerity. Souls that dream alone lie awake. I'll give you something so real. If you've been waiting for falling in love, baby, you don't have to wait on me. 'Cause I've been aiming forever above, but an angel ain't what I need. Hold me oh so close, 'cause you never know burn cold. So don't be crazy.
Simulation activated.
I'ma fuck up my life. I'ma fuck up my life. We gon' party all night. She don't care if I die. You're right, you're right. Yeah, that you won't cry. Yeah, that you won't try. But you know I don't mind. But you know I don't mind. You're right, you're right.
Simulation activated.
You're right, you're right. You're right, you're right. Yeah, you better know that she ain't never give a single fuck about me. Yeah, you bet you know that we ain't never gonna be together, I see. Yeah, you better go to see it when I'm feeling like I done without me. Yeah, you dance so good, and I think that's what I need. What you know about love? What you know about life? What you know about blood? Bitch, you ain't even my type. You're right, you're right. Yeah, you know I feel right. You living right now. You don't ever pick sides. You're right, you're right. I'm gonna dig in my pride. I don't got all that nice. She just feeling nice. She just feeling yeah, but I know that she ain't never give a single fuck about me. Yeah, you bet you know that we ain't never gonna be together, I see. Yeah, you better go to see it when I'm feeling like I done without me. Yeah, you dance so good, and I think that's what I need.
Lately, I can't help but think that our roads might take us down different phases. Don't wanna complicate the rhythm that we got, but I'm speechless. When everything's so pure, can it be painless? If you ever go, all the songs that we like will sound like I met you. All the gloomy days just seem to shine a little more brightly. Consider what we've got, 'cause I can never take you for granted. Is there another us on this whole planet? If you ever go, all the songs that we like will sound like bittersweet lullabies. Lost in the blue, they don't love me like you do. Those chills that I knew, they were nothing without you. And everyone else, they don't matter now. You're the one I can't lose. No one loves me like you do. No one loves me like you do. I don't wanna seem foolish when I'm jumping into this. You're all that I see. Lost in the blue, they don't love me like you do. Those chills that I knew, they were nothing without you. And everyone else, they don't matter now. You're the one I can't lose. No one loves me like you do. No one loves me like you do. I got knots all up in my chest, up in my chest, up in my chest. Just know I'm trying my best, I'm trying my best. 'Cause when you look, when you laugh, when you smile, bring it back. Now I'm sad, now I'm a mess. Now we hide, spotlight. Will your tongue still remember the taste of my lips? My lips, my lips, my lips. Will your shadow remember the swing of my hips? My hips, my hips, my hips. Will your lover caress you the way that I did? I did, I did, I did. Will you notice my charm if he slips up one bit? 'Cause I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're okay. I don't need to know. I just wanna make sure you're all safe, all safe, all safe. Will he play you those songs just the way that I did? I did, I did, I did. Will he play you some strong just the way that I Give me love, give me love, give me love, give me love when I'm low, when I'm low. Give me love, give me love, give me love, give me love when I'm low, when I'm low. Look into your heart and let me know. Do things turn black and gray as they go? When I'm far too gone, can you show me love? Give me love. Caught in a river of rockers and dreams. Oh, will you keep up with me? Everyone's looking for someone to hold, but I can't let you go.
That's my specialty. Let's make a choice. Land here. Here we go. Ready up.
Lately I've been slipping away from you.
Let's go there. Should you move away?
Today
Portal to the same.
there's no way.
Shit, where's my chips? I forgot. Fuck. Tito. No reaction.
To belong in that list, another student snorted. Tell me about it. But who knows? Maybe you...
When you're going through it, it's easy to reach for anything that will get you through today. Find a
belong in it? What did you say? But what if I actually am? What does that even mean? And as a quiet turmoil slowly started to boil in the shelter, another one had already started from far away. Why did you kill the students? A man's voice demanded. In a dark metal room somewhere in the world, number 7 was currently groveling on the ground. Do you know how much trouble I will be in right now? You are in my jurisdiction. How dare you do something like this? The man, August, yelled. I'm truly sorry. August, number 7 said meekly. His face under the helmet, however, was completely infuriated. There was literally a small creature resting in his helmet, threatening to kill him right now. He had no time to be wasting here being reprimanded by a superior that was probably weaker than him in terms of abilities. But I think I need to talk to someone higher up. Number 7 then slowly stood up from the ground. There's a crisis on our hands. Of course we have a crisis. You killed people, number 7. Do you really think you actually have the chance to talk to Miss Friday and the others after what you did? A tiny voice spoke. This guy. Kill. What did you just say to me? August demanded. That wasn't me, number 7 said. There's only 2 of us here. This guy. Noisy, the tiny voice said again. Please kill, or I kill you. What? Who is talking? Do you have a microphone on you? Did you betray us? August asked. And before the man called August could finish his words, a chain of blue light suddenly crawled through his mouth. I am sorry about this, August, number 7 said. But you don't know what I've seen. One student cried out, Am I a villain? We demand to see the list. Another shouted. A third student added, I don't want to be sharing a room with someone who will become a villain in the future. Why did you hide this from us? Yes, please make the list public. With the information of the potential villain list spreading like wildfire amongst the students, the hemispherical shape of the dome served as an amplifier to fan out their words. Those who were previously treating each other as friends were now meters apart. The students almost looked like that of a honeycomb, their gaps to each other almost equal as they tried their best to avoid one another. Man, everyone is on edge. They might as well be Riley. Gary said. There were still groups that were closely huddled with each other, of course, and Riley's group was among them, peacefully sitting on the cold concrete floor. Do you have time to be that chill? Hannah let out a scoff as she heard Gary's words. You're probably in that fucking list. What? Why me? Gary exclaimed. If there would be someone on that list, it would be this guy. Gary. It's not nice to accuse someone. Sylvie let out a short but deep sigh as she shook her head. What? But didn't Hannah just accuse me of that? It doesn't matter whether I am on the list or not, Tomo said, seeing Gary pointing at her. She only took a short glance before once again fixating her head towards Riley. What matters now is that I am in Dark Day's list. What does that even mean, you psycho? Hannah let out a small scoff. And I didn't know my brother had another friend in 1V. No. Tomo, how dare to come to our group has become full of weirdos. And said as her eyes scanned the dome. Anyway, I thought your instructor was reading the news. It's been an hour, and we're still being left in the dark about what happened. There were already small fights happening, and yet none of the instructors on any other staff had responded. Is it possible that many students went with the Dark Millennium? Sylvie then added, as she also stood up to scan the area. Although we can't really count since there's too many of us. That's probably the case. Gary then lazily dropped his back on the floor. They couldn't get me, so they probably settled with my inferiors. Yeah, that's probably it. Hannah let out a scoff as she rolled her eyes. In any case, we should probably find your instructor so we can... Her words were cut short as a couple of students near them started to get violent. I told you I am not on the potential villain list. I don't even know what that is. One shouted. You're lying. I saw your performance during the simulation. You laughed while accidentally killing the hostages. The other retorted. That's a simulation. I wouldn't do that in real life. One of the students summoned a bunch of insects that came out of his sleeves. Isn't he from our class? Sylvie uttered. I think so, Gary said as he quickly stood up to look at the commotion. Robert Moore, General Parasite. The one she's fighting with is also from our class. Wait, most of them are from our class. I guess they gathered here since Sylvie's here, Hannah muttered, before shaking her head. It's not our problem. Let them settle it on their own. The situation in the shelter is already going bonkers. It's best we don't add fuel to the fire. Sylvie started to protest, but don't even think about it, Sylv, Hannah interrupted. With your position as the mega student, the pretentious righteous motherfuckers would probably use you to rally to find out who is who. But still, we just can't sit around doing nothing, Sylvie argued. Before she could finish, a loud and high-pitched voice echoed throughout the whole shelter. Stop this! Why are we fighting each other? Gary and the others quickly looked as to who was intervening, only for their eyes to land on the formidable figure of Katrina Collins of Class 1B, also known as Hurricane Katrina. Even if you think someone belongs to this stupid financial villain list, it doesn't mean they're bad people. Katrina bellowed as she stood between General Parasite and her other classmates. They're just misguided. Isn't that why we are here in the academy? To become the best versions of ourselves? Katrina? General Parasite stuttered as he slowly retracted the insects that came out of his sleeves. Please, everyone, stop fighting, Katrina pleaded. Very well said, girl. As soon as Katrina finished her words, a calm but slightly raspy voice reverberated throughout the whole dome. They all tried to search who the voice was coming from, but before they could find the source, a huge hologram appeared in the air right in the center of the dome. Gary whispered, "Hey, it's your father." "Shh, that's a secret, you fucker," Hannah hissed. Sorry, Gary immediately covered his mouth, but not before taking a hit on the head from Hannah. The hologram's White King spoke. None of you were supposed to become aware of the existence of the potential villain list. But what is done is done. So let me be the one to confirm it to all of you. The potential villain list is real. What? Hearing none other than White King, the students once again began to clamor. But before it could get any worse, White King once again shared his words. But that little girl is right. All of you are here so we can teach you how to be better. How to become a hero in the future that the you now would be proud of. White King's hologram started to walk through the air. Do you think that just because someone has the potential to do bad, that they can never do good?
This bird's not done yet.
Let me tell you this. No one is born evil. Riley let out a small but fettered breath as he heard his father's words. No one is born evil? If so, then why does someone like him exist? White King continued. I will tell you this now. There's no reason to ostracize each other. Because if bad people are capable of doing good, the same could be said vice versa. The way you are acting right now to your fellow students, do you not think you would one day also be written in the potential villain list? That's... A student stammered. White King's words resounded to all of the students, especially to those who were accusing others of belonging to the list. Most of their heads now looking to the ground. 27%, White King continued. 27.4%. As of now, that is the number of students that belong to the list. The Academy is trying its best to make that 0%.
Hey, check this
Please
out.
give us, your classmates,
Taking fire.
and yourself the chance to make that 0. Sorry, Robert. The female student that was accusing General Parasite could not help but apologize as soon as White King's words reached her heart. It's okay. It's my fault for being a maniac.
A safety information
What?
card
She
is not
replied,
located in your
confused.
seat pocket.
And
Just
now,
avoid bullets.
to more
You'll be
concerning
fine.
matters. It would seem that the announcements weren't done, as White King's words once again reverberated throughout the dome. This time, his hologram disappeared, only to be replaced by a blindfolded instructor. Isn't that your instructor, Hannah Banana? Gary asked. Yeah, Hannah replied. Seeing her class's instructor suddenly showing herself, she
You
was
son of a
not
bitch!
a nervous goat. Even in class, Nightwalker rarely talks if he doesn't need to. So seeing him out in the open like this, something was wrong. Nightwalker began to speak. Hannah Ross. Hannah's body straightened up as she suddenly heard her name. But when she thought that she was being called, Nightwalker started mentioning other names. DeAndre Brown, Ryan Woods, Letitia James, and lastly, Louise Hardy. You will be designated in different classes. Please wait for more information about your transfer. What? Hannah blinked a couple of times as she looked at Riley and the others. What's going on? Before anyone else could answer her, White King once again appeared in the hologram. The names you have heard just now belong to the students of Class 1F, White King said in a weak tone, his bravado tone now completely gone as he almost stuttered his words.
And I'm back in
They
the
are the
game.
only students
Down
left
to
from
30
their
seconds.
class.
Range just
The others
a
have
little
sadly
further.
died in the hands of the so-called terrorist group,
And I'm back
Dark
in the game.
Millennium. The students gasped. No fucking way. What? Hannah almost fell to her butt. But Riley slightly lifted her up in the air before she could do so. It wasn't only the remaining students of Class 1F who were shocked. Most of the students were as they all turned to look at each other. Dead? Some of them have actually died. How did something like this happen when they literally had superheroes as their teachers? We were supposed to protect you, White King continued. The organization knew every bit of our movements. They knew all of the students and superheroes that would be present, and they even hacked into the satellite I borrowed from the government. But none of those are excuses as to why we failed to protect you. We're not asking for your forgiveness or requesting your trust. But what I can assure you is this. A team is already being gathered to rescue your classmates that have been abducted by the Dark Millennium, and we will not rest until we do. But for now, please remain here until we sort everything out. And with that, the hologram shut down. The reflection of White King in everyone's eyes faded. They killed my classmates? Even with all of the people letting out gasps of shock, Hannah's fettered whispers still reached the rest of the group. How?
Damn, it's why you
Why?
always gotta
Don't
fight.
beat them down, Hannah. Gary said as he let out a short but deep sigh. Those justice pricks belong there, right? They probably deserved it. What? Do you even hear yourself? Some of those students are even younger than us. Hannah said she furrowed her lips. They're dicks. But it doesn't mean they
That's a
deserve to
fact!
die. Right, sorry. Miss Scarlet Mage. Sylvie suddenly raised her voice as she looked at Scarlet Mage, who was currently approaching them. However, even with her loud voice, Scarlet Mage did not seem to hear her, as she only called for Riley, with Tomo following behind him. What's with that? Hannah said, as her eyebrows furrowed even further. You were right, Hannah, Sylvie then said, as she let out a deep breath. There are times we need to eavesdrop. What? What did you hear? They are planning to escape the shelter, Sylvie muttered as her eyes stared at the three. What? How and why? I can't hear clearly because of all the other noise, but they are probably thinking of rescuing the other students themselves. What? My brother can't be that reckless, not to mention caring. I can't hear anything anymore. It feels like something is blocking me. It doesn't matter. Hannah then clicked her tongue before rushing towards Riley and the others. I am supposed to be the reckless one. We are coming with them. You said we were visiting them later? What did you mean by that? Scarlet Mage asked. That we would be visiting them, Scarlet Mage? Riley replied. Yes, Miss Scarlet Mage. How are you not getting that? Tomo added. Can you not? Scarlet Mage whispered. She was trying to keep the volume of her whispers at a minimum, causing the movements of her eyes to become much more exaggerated as she rolled them. She knew that Tomo was now part of their secret, but it has not been a few hours, and Scarlet Mage wants her gone. Riley alone was enough, and now another eccentric individual has joined them. She was not threatened, of course. Why would she be? It was not like she was under Riley of her own accord. Her mother was being kept hostage. She also needs to make sure Riley does not go out of bounds and massacre everyone. If anything, Tomo was an added responsibility. Now, she also has to protect her from Riley's darkness. It would not be good for her to be pulled even further and do something she would regret, like being drawn completely into his world. Does that mean you know where their base is? Scarlet Mage then focused her thoughts. She should worry about Tomo later. What matters now is to rescue the students that were kidnapped by the Dark Millennium. I do, Scarlet Mage. How else would we be visiting them? Riley asked. Yes, Miss Scarlet Mage. How else would we be visiting? Tomo began to say. Then tell me their location. I will pass it on to White King. Scarlet Mage quickly answered Riley before his parrot could agitate her even further. You don't have to worry. The information wouldn't be traced to you since I have many excuses I could use as to why I know their location. No. What? Why? Father and the other heroes will only get in the way, Scarlet Mage, Riley said after letting out a short but deep sigh. You will get your chance to force the students to return on your own if you really want to. But our main priority is to meet with my imposter. I don't understand why you want to get the others back, Miss Scarlet Mage. Tomo then added as she too let out a sigh. When the 3 students in the sector I was in went with the Dark Millennium, they didn't need a lot of convincing. I am sure they do not want to be rescued. It does not matter. Scarlet Mage shook her head. I am still a teacher of the academy. I won't give up on turning them into heroes just because they already have. That's just sugarcoating. Even in this situation, you are not losing your goal, Scarlet Mage. Riley breathed out, causing Tomo to quickly stop her words so as to not interrupt him. You are still retaining your kindness, as expected of my first subordinate. I don't know how to feel about that. Scarlet Mage slightly closed her eyes. So, when are we proceeding with our secret mission? We're going to come with you. Suddenly, their careful whispers were completely overwhelmed by the loud voice that was slowly approaching them. It did not help that the students that were previously resting on the floor were now looking at them, their eyes now intensely curious as to why Scarlet Mage had been talking with 2 students alone. Miss Hannah, Scarlet Mage, could not help but squint her eyes even further as Hannah continued to approach them, with Sylvie and Gary following her from behind. You should be resting. No. Hannah let out a small scoff as she looked Scarlet Mage straight in the eyes. I don't know why you were approaching my brother for this, but I know you're planning to go and find the Dark Millennium. Were you eavesdropping on us? Hearing Scarlet Mage's words, a small icicle quickly formed on Tomo's hand. But as soon as she remembered who Hannah was to Riley, she quickly retracted her powers back. Sorry, Miss Scarlet Mage. It was me who listened in on your conversation. The one who answered Scarlet Mage's question, however, was Sylvie. I could not help it, since it might have something to do with the missing students. How much did you hear? Scarlet Mage could not help but take in a small, but very deep breath. Her eyes then quickly shifted to Riley, as she felt his heart slightly fluctuate. Riley had already told her that Sylvie might be related to Mega Woman. She might even be her daughter, so it made sense that Riley's heart would fluctuate around her. But seeing as Riley's fingers were already slowly rising up in the air, it probably meant nothing good. How much did you hear? Scarlet Mage quickly repeated her words as she blocked Sylvie from Riley's view. Not much. Sylvie could not help but flinch as Scarlet Mage yelled at her. Nothing was clear, but I heard enough to know that you're planning to escape to rescue the others. Hey, you don't need to yell at her. Hannah then pulled Sylvie away as she once again looked Scarlet Mage straight in the eyes. I don't know what your problem is. We just want to help. Whoa, let's all calm down. Gary then quickly got in between the two. He does not know if he was just imagining it, but he could feel sparks trickling around him. The situation is already tense as it is. I don't like being the voice of reason, but maybe let's all just talk like normal people instead of shouting at each other. You damn creep! Hannah then shrugged her shoulders violently as she backed away, her eyes still intent and glaring at Scarlet Mage. Scarlet Mage truly wanted to retaliate, but as a teacher, she should know better. But was she truly what Hannah called her? Their age difference was complicated, and with Riley's maturity. No, that is not the time to think about this. What matters now is the children. From her earlier screams resounding throughout the dome, not only the students, but some of the instructors were already looking at them. She could not help it, however. She was sure that Riley was about to kill Sylvie right here and then. But seeing him no longer with his fingers raised, it would seem that it was the right decision. We're still coming with you whether you like it or not, Hannah then said as she crossed her arms. I know the other instructors don't know about this, or else they would already be huddled up and thinking of a plan. That's not no. And before Scarlet Mage could respond, Riley finally stepped forward and opened his mouth. I am afraid that's not going to happen, sister. What? If I am not going, then you're not going. Hannah then let out a small breath as she looked at her brother. As your big sister, I am not going to allow you to put yourself in. I am truly sorry about this, sister. And with those words, Riley suddenly snapped his fingers. It was loud enough that it reverberated throughout the entire dome. No. Rather, the sound that was echoing throughout the shelter was not his finger, but the sound of people dropping on the floor, all almost at the same time. What did you do? Scarlet Mage's whispered words mixed with the small thud softly snapping in the air as she watched not only the students, but everyone else lifelessly sprawled and scattered on the ground. Did you kill them? Scarlet Mage could no longer hear Riley's heart, as the sound of her own heart beating erratically overpowered everything else. Even Tomo, who had been watching everything about Dark Day, could not help but slightly take a step back. There was still a slight excitement inside of her, of course, but now it was accompanied by fear. No. What do you think I am? Riley's disappointed sighs then entered their ears as he gently placed Hannah, who was resting on his arms, on the floor. They are just unconscious, Silver Moon. Unconscious? Silver Moon did not even mind the sudden change of her name. Instead, her eyes were busy looking at the ocean of people around her. You can also do that? When did you have the ability to control minds, Dark Day? Tomo then slightly pushed Silver Moon to the side as the tone of her voice became high-pitched. I don't think I have any records of you having that ability. I don't. Riley then shook his head as he stood up. I just lightly racked their brains, but they should be fine, Tomo. And please, do not call me Dark Day. I am currently in retirement. Of course, Master Riley. Tomo then suddenly kneeled on the ground, her loud and slightly excited breaths still persisting in the air. You racked their brains all at the same time?
Now,
Silver Moon, on the other hand, was still busy trying to listen to everyone's hearts. It was true that none of them were dead. One could even say their hearts were normal, a sign that none of them were truly hurt or damaged. But to be able to incapacitate everyone at the same time, while being confident enough, he did not hurt anyone badly. This was no longer just a show of power. It might look simple in hindsight, but anyone with telekinesis would know just how difficult, maybe even impossible Riley's actions are. Just how much control does he exactly have to be capable of something like this? This is no longer just someone with superhuman abilities. Riley is a god. Silver Moon then looked towards Tomo, who was still kneeling on the floor. Should she actually do the same? Should she bend her knees again for him? You seem to be worried, Silver Moon. What? And before she could kneel, she felt Riley's warm hand touching her chin. If you are thinking about the cameras around the shelter, then you do not have to worry. I have disabled all of them. Silver Moon could not respond, however. She had completely forgotten that they were in a heavily secured facility. her thoughts only reliving the time she previously bent her knees for him as the warm touch of his hand continued to caress her chin. Tomo, who was still kneeling on the floor, could not help but bite her lip in frustration. If only she were the first subordinate, then she would be the one receiving his favor, she thought. Lead us out, Silvermoon. Riley then breathed out as he retracted his hand. I believe you've been oriented with the layout of the shelter, yes. There should be guards. They are also incapacitated, Silvermoon. Please, lead us out. We still have a long way up after this. Long way up? Yes. Riley nodded before pointing a finger upwards. Number 7 and little Riley is currently in the sky. Told from Catherine's perspective, I'm actually flying.
When you're going, it's easy to reach with anything that takes you to today. Find a better way to unwind at cdc.gov/freemind.
Tomo said in awe. You're being floated? There's a big difference, Riley replied. Tomo clicked her tongue. Is it really alright to bring a child to this mission? Catherine asked. I believe she is older than me, Silvermoon, Riley said. Right, Catherine replied. Even with the wind violently threatening to rip off their faces, Riley, Catherine, and Tomo were still able to have a somewhat clear conversation. Catherine didn't have to think about it. Riley put up a barrier in front of them, which was now more evident now that they were passing through the clouds. Tomo might not think too much about it, since she was so overwhelmed by soaring through the skies with just her body for the first time. But for Catherine, it was different. Catherine could fly, but there were 2 limits hindering her from going above a certain speed. First was what she was just thinking of now: wind resistance. Although her skin was tougher than most normal humans, she didn't have the extreme durability that most strength-oriented supers have. Even if she wore a helmet similar to Darkday, one wrong move, one wrong pebble at 100 kilometers per hour would probably put her out. Second, it wasn't her style. She flies, yes, but flying at a high speed pulls away most of her attention from everything else. And so, for Riley to not only put a barrier around her, float Tomo, and fly on his own, he was doing all of this at a very high speed. Once again showing the monstrous control he had over himself. It almost reminded her of one of the previous members of the Hope Guild, Miss Phoenix. Besides Mega Woman, Miss Phoenix was probably the one that had the most impact on her growing up. During her time, Miss Phoenix's telekinetic abilities were unrivaled. Her most notable feat was holding a whole island in place, preventing it from being devastated as a huge earthquake wished to devour it. Perhaps her only flaw was that she could get too violent sometimes, sending most of her opponents to the prison with a broken limb or 2. The government announced her retirement when Catherine was about 11 years old, for the reason that she was going to take care of her child. She never appeared in public after that. Well, wherever she was, she hoped that she was living a good life with her family. Most heroes could not do the same. But still, to this date, no superhero had come close to reaching Miss Phoenix's telekinetic abilities. Only a villain. Darkday himself. Who was stronger between the two? Catherine then thought, as her eyes turned towards Riley. Riley's control was more than likely higher than Miss Phoenix's. But what about raw power? Riley had shown to be more than capable of lifting several buses in the air, and there was also that quake during the simulation exercise. But is he capable of lifting an entire island like Miss Phoenix? No, it didn't even matter if Miss Phoenix's raw power was stronger. Riley had other abilities. Miss Phoenix's neck would probably be twisted without her even knowing what hit her. It was no wonder that Mega was lost. There was probably no longer anyone to stop Riley if ever he once again dawned the world with Darkday. And so, once again, Catherine gathered her resolve. She would do everything in her power not to allow Darkday to see the light of day once again. She just needs to show Riley that there was also joy in saving people. And this moment was the best time to do that. I see it. Catherine then pointed her finger to a colossal silhouette hidden in the sea of clouds. How did this get past the government satellites? Tomo muttered. Losing sight of Darkday is one thing, because he is the greatest creature to ever exist in the whole universe. to miss something this big, because this isn't the only place that needs surveillance, Catherine replied. Even now, as we attempt to rescue these children, thousands are being harmed and killed by villains all over the world. I am more amazed as to how they managed to get their hands on a floating ship like that. A colossal flying ship capable of passing through the satellite's radar. An energy source enough to lift something as massive as that in the air for an entire day. It's almost like alien technology. Silver Moon. Riley, who had been keeping quiet the whole flight, finally spoke as they all stopped in the air to survey the flying ship from afar. The Academy also has an abundance of it, Riley added. Do you have any news of any alien entities entering the planet, Silver Moon? No, Catherine breathed down. Do you think this has something to do with Megagon? Knowing that is supposed to be your job, Silver Moon. Riley then turned his eyes towards Catherine's. You have not given me an update on Mega Woman for a month. Things have been busy in school with this exercise and all. It will be even busier now that something like this is happening. Understandable. Tomo, who was quietly watching from the side, could not help but once again furrow her eyebrows. His feeling of being left out. Truly, the difference between first subordinate and second subordinate was almost heaven and hell. I can help you gain information about Mega Woman, Riley, Tomo then said, the tone of her voice stern and clear. And how are you going to do that when you're stuck in the academy? Catherine was the one to answer her with a light scoff. I'm going to find. There's movement up front. And before Tomo could finish her words, an ominous creaking noise sang in the air, almost like a horn looming and whispering over their ears. It's starting to move, Riley. What do we do? Are we going to chase it? Wait! I think it's moving towards us, Miss Scarlet Mage. What? Let's hide. Riley, what are you still doing, Riley? She didn't realize it earlier since she was too focused on the colossal floating ship heading towards them. But Riley had one of his hands raised above his shoulder, his fingers slowly moving closer towards him. You couldn't be, Tomo shrieked. He's pulling it. He's the one pulling it towards us. Catherine slightly leaned her head to the side as her ears almost ruptured from Tomo's childish shrieks. Add that to the whale-like sound coming from the colossal floating ship. It almost felt like she was in the middle of a choir, thousands of meters up in the air. You thought this was a covert mission? Catherine then yelled, since it was hard to hear her own voice from all the wailing. Just earlier, she was wondering if Riley's raw power was matched that of Miss Phoenix. And although this was far from lifting up the whole island in the air, it was still an impressive feat, considering how effortless he was doing it.
Smack the shot of this.
But there was also the fact that the ship was already floating, so it shouldn't be too hard to move. This wasn't the time to be admiring and analyzing Riley's powers. As the oldest one in the group, she should be the most level-headed one. This isn't a covert mission, Riley. Catherine once again raised her voice as the colossal ship was only meters away from them now. And seeing as her whole horizon was now blocked by it, it was probably even bigger than a naval ship. It is a covert mission, Silverman. Or at least it will be. What's going on? I thought we were going to wait until everything settles down before we move. Won't the satellite pick us up if we move this fast? A fleeting red light. A siren that mixed with all the panicked voices echoing through the hallways, and a muffled laugh seeping from a dark room coming from number 7, whose arms and legs were currently bound in the air by a floating block of what seemed to be liquid metal. Surprisingly enough, he still had his helmet on. We're screwed. Number 7 continued to chuckle as he shook his head. You guys are screwed. You know something about this, number 7? I wish I could tell you, Miss Friday. Number 7 then turned his head down to look at the woman in front of him. But I can't. The woman called Miss Friday was also wearing a helmet similar to that of Dark Days. But instead of a simple full black suit, she had on a skirt that reached only above her knees, partnered by a pair of boots that reached below it. I killed August because I had to, Miss Friday. Number 7's chuckle started to die down. You'd probably do the same if you were me. Can you tell me something, Miss Friday? You're not the one asking questions here. Although Miss Friday's tone was still calm, the slight movements of her head gave away her worry. Is Dark Day really our leader? You've seen him, right? You're one of the weekdays. You serve directly under him. Are you sure it's him? Number 7 continued to talk, his words slowly fading. What are you talking about, Miss Friday? And before Miss Friday could finish her words, the door of the room they were in slid open as a number 69 barged inside. There are intruders! Already? Miss Friday calmly turned her head towards number 69. Are they inside the ship? Yes, Miss Friday. They wouldn't be intruders if they were outside. Sorry, Miss Friday. How many? Do we need to call for backup? There's only 3. Three intruders? All this noise for 3 intruders? Miss Friday's voice still held its calm. Her breaths, however, almost filled the entire room with weight. Their floating base should have been completely hidden from the government satellites and in the naked eye of even the Grade A supers. Could it be that they were detected when their base suddenly moved unexpectedly? No. Not even a minute had passed since that time. If their base had indeed been detected due to their base moving, then there were only a handful of supers that were capable of reaching their base at that speed. One of the members of the Hope Guild that was capable of running at Mach speeds, the Tempo. But according to their intel, he should be on the other side of the planet right now, protecting his country from a group of super terrorists. There were a few more others, but their intel also suggests that it would be impossible for them to get to their location. Could it be Mega Woman is here? They have absolutely zero intel on her, so she was the only loose element. If it was really her, then the only choice they have was to self-destruct. Is one of them wearing a white coat? Miss Friday then quickly looked towards number 7, who, despite hanging in the air and having all of his limbs bound, still had an arrogant and sarcastic tone in his voice. Answer the traitor, Miss Friday then quickly said as she faced number 69. Yes? Number 69 said after pausing for a few seconds, but I really think we should be worrying about Scarlet Mage, Miss Friday. Scarlet Mage is here? Miss Friday whispered. So our intruders are from the Mega Academy. Miss Friday then tapped her arms a few times, waking up the small tablet that was attached to it. Who is currently engaging the enemy? She then breathed out. A voice came through the tablet. Miss Friday, this is April. The intruders are currently in front of me, ma'am. What? Are you engaging them? What's the situation? Miss Friday could not help but slightly let out a short but deep breath. For someone currently in front of the intruders, April did not seem to even be out of breath. April's voice replied through the tablet. They are just standing, Miss Friday. What? And before Miss Friday could even say a word, number 7's laughter once again filled the entire room. This caused Miss Friday to slightly furrow her eyebrows behind her helmet. But after a few seconds, she tapped something on her tablet, causing a trickle of electricity to wrap around number 7's limbs, replacing his laughter with screams of pain. What do you mean they're just standing there? Miss Friday then patted her skirt, completely ignoring number 7's bellow. Where are you? April's voice came through again. They're just standing here in the cargo hold, menacingly, Miss Friday. I see. Try to stall them as long as possible. I'm on my way there. April replied, I don't think I need to stall them, Miss Friday. I think they are waiting for you. What? April continued. One of them is asking for a chair. A few moments later, Miss Friday was now at the base's cargo hold. And true enough, the 3 intruders were just calmly standing there. No, one of them was now seated on a chair. You actually gave them a chair! The irritation in Miss Friday's tone was clear for everyone to hear. Yes? April stuttered. He politely asked for it, so it just felt right to give. We're not a restaurant. Miss Friday stomped her foot on the ground, and as she did so, the ground beneath her turned gray before a web of cracks started to crawl over it. And after a few seconds, she then turned her head towards the 3 intruders and raised her hand at them. The 3, however, did not even flinch an inch. Are you here to rescue the children, Scarlet Mag? She was about to finish her words, but then she realized something important. Scarlet Mage did not seem to be leading the group. It was the one that number 7 had mentioned earlier, the white-haired kid clad in a white coat. I'm afraid Scarlet Mage is not here, Miss Friday. The white-haired kid then spoke as he pointed his finger towards Catherine. This is Silver Moon, my first subordinate. And this is my second subordinate. She doesn't have a name yet. Although Tomo was clearly upset from Riley's words, she only let out a short but deep breath before bowing her head towards Miss Friday. Riley continued, "As for me, you may call me Riley Ross." Riley Ross? Miss Friday lowered her hands before taking a small step back. "Aren't you White King's son?" And as soon as Miss Friday's words echoed throughout the cargo hold, the group of numbers that were surrounding the area all let out gasps of their own. One of them asked, "Does that mean that?" "Oh, you don't have to worry, Miss Friday." Riley then waved his hand before crossing his legs and taking off his sunglasses. "We are the only ones. Riley!" And before Riley could finish his words, a blast of wind exploded in front of him, slightly causing his white, almost silver-like hair to violently flow in the air. His expression, however, still remained the same. He then slightly leaned his head to the side as it was being blocked by Catherine's butt. "Are you okay, Riley?" Catherine then breathed out, her arm raised to the front as chunks of what seemed to be rocks dropped in front of her one by one. And as soon as she checked that Riley was okay, she turned her head towards the direction where the projectile came from, only to see a familiar face. "You dare harm God?" And before anyone could do anything else, a crackle violently snapped in the air, lowering the temperature by a few degrees. "You shall know the wrath of God!" And with that roar, Tomo raised her hands, almost instantly summoning a sedan-sized icicle above her. "Die! No, Tomo!" But as soon as she released her frozen bundle of death, Catherine stood in front of her and clapped her hands, immediately turning the icicle into snow. "What are you doing?" "He's a student from the academy." What? It wasn't only Tomo and Catherine, but even the numbers surrounding them and Miss Friday were looking at the individual who fired the earth bullet at Riley, only to see a young man wearing a skin-tight costume, his cape loosely dangling behind him. "Who let this guy out?" Miss Friday roared. A number answered, "They escaped during the commotion. They." Miss Friday then turned towards the number who answered her, only to see different individuals wearing each of their unique costumes. "What the?" One of them said, "We're here to help you, Miss Friday." "Oh? What?" Catherine could not help but slightly raise an eyebrow. She initially thought that they were rushing towards them, since she was here to rescue them, but to think that they would stop and stand by Miss Friday's side one by one. "What are you guys doing?" she then yelled. "We're here to rescue you." One of the students shouted back, "The Dark Millennium has told us all about your stupid list." Another yelled, "Do you think we don't know what you will do to us? You're going to kill us." What? Dark Millennium saved us from being killed by the government. You were going to eliminate us if we're still on the list by the time we graduate. What are you guys talking about? We will never do that. Catherine waved her hand in frustration. She was about to say something else, but before she could do so, the sound of Riley standing up from his seat completely silenced everyone. "It seems they do not need to be rescued, Silver Moon." Riley then sighed before patting Catherine on the shoulders a couple of times. "No, they are just confused." "I am afraid that's enough, Silver Moon," Riley said, stepping forward before Catherine could finish her words. "That was the only time I will be giving you to rescue your pets. And now, shall we get on to business? Come with us, Riley Ross, Dark Frost." One of the students, however, started to approach them. "The Academy is just fooling you. I know you're a fan of Dark Day, Dark Frost. I saw you wearing his helmet back in the Academy. Do you think the Academy would let someone like you live? Please, take mine." And just like that, the student's short speech was cut short by a sudden, violent thud. In an instant, the student was gone, a crimson mist hitting an invisible wall in front of him. The shocking spray formed a perfect arc against the unseen barrier before vanishing, leaving not a single trace behind. And as soon as Miss Friday saw this, she hid her arms behind her, tapping her tablet several times. She had wondered why someone like number 7, who was capable of defeating a month almost instantly, was so afraid of. And now she knows. It would already be a hard fight with Scarlet Mage here, but to think there was another monster on board, she needed to call a backup from one of the other bases as soon as possible. This Riley Ross is dangerous. My apologies, Dark Millennium. Riley then let out a small but deep sigh as his eyes scanned the now empty space where the student had stood. I forgot to tell you that there's a barrier separating us from the rest of you. We can't have a fight breaking out as we talk business, can we, Riley? You. Did you just kill a student? Catherine said, her breaths almost wanting to burst out from her chest. On the other hand, Tomo only had her eyes twitching, her gaze locked on the spot where the student had just been obliterated. He committed suicide, Silver Moon. And he was no longer a student, Riley then casually said as he returned to his seat. Now, shall we conduct business? The screams and cries of the students from the academy still whispered in the air. Miss Friday, however, could not be bothered by their pathetic wails. She had already called for reinforcements from the other bases, but who knows if they were going to respond? And even if they did, it might already be too late. There were almost 400 of them in the ship, with almost a quarter of that surrounding the 3 intruders in front of her, and yet she could not help but feel that they were the ones at a disadvantage. How could she not, when one of their potential new recruits from the academy died with none of them even having the time to react to it? Riley Ross was supposed to be from the academy, and yet he killed one of his schoolmates without even blinking an eye. Something was definitely not right here. You said that White King isn't coming. Can I take your word on this? Miss Friday did not let her nervous thoughts appear in her words, however, as the tone of her voice remained ever so casual, as she had been doing ever since, perhaps. I cannot control other people's actions, Miss Friday, Riley answered, his gaze seemingly scanning the cargo hold. But I can assure you that my actions are completely separate to that of the Academy's. I am here to conduct business, as I said. What kind of